All right, today we're going to be working on the installing the OTIS vent system for these John Deere subcompact tractors. You can see up in here, here's the dipstick for the front axle. It's non-vented, so it builds up a little pressure in there. You can see the level's good because we just topped that off a little while ago. But this yellow thing gets replaced with this metal, and it has a vent. So today what we're going to be doing is installing this and rounding the vent tube. So we'll see how this goes. It's my first time doing it. This is the OTIS vent system. I'll try to put a link in the description. Okay, I'm going to clean off the hole there. It was pretty clean, but that's what the directions say to do. Alright, I'm just going to keep this over the top of it so we don't get anything in there while I'm putting a little oil on this O-ring here. So I'll be right back. Okay, put a little light coat of oil on the O-ring here like the instructions said to do. I did that off camera so I didn't have to keep resetting up the camera. Drop that in place. They say to finger tight, and you don't feel that's tight enough, they do have it set up so you can tighten with a wrench, but I figure the plastic one was in there finger tight. If I have to, I got the box end wrench in the back there, we can throw that on there. So let's see what the rest of the instructions say to do. Alrighty, I got the actual instructions here. The next thing we're going to do is install the hose. It actually is the vent. It goes on the nipple here. And they're saying determine the desired height and location of the top vent opposite of the dipstick end. The hose can be cut to any length. However, typical location of the top vent would be beneath the hood, high in the engine bay, where the hood does not interfere with when closed. It's important the top vent situated at the highest point when the vent dipstick system is assembled. And they give you little adhesive things to hold the hose and some zip ties. So what we're going to do is we got to route the hose. We have to leave enough slack so when the axle pivots and moves, there's enough flexibility. So since I don't really have a good spot here to jack up the front end, I'm going to have to allow about 3 to 4 inches of slack between the dipstick fitting right here and wherever the hose attaches on the first spot. That way it's got a little room to move around. So let me kind of figure that out, and then I'll bring you back on once I decide. Okay, this is what I'm thinking of doing. Since I have a radiator, looks like overflow here, I'm going to sort of route along the same track, leaving a little slack down at this end, and we'll go up right along the tube there, zip tie it along, and then I'm going to just sort of use one of their sticky mounts and attach it up in here. This way I got some flexibility. If I think I need more hose to allow it to move properly, I've got space to do that. But I think this should be out of the way. I'll be able to get the side cover back on, but we'll see how that goes. Alrighty, hopefully I don't make anybody sick by going upside down here, but this is what I came up with. I put one of those little adhesive things up here, zip tied that to there, so that's the top of the vent. Follow along these overflow tubes right down alongside that way the panel can come in. Yeah, I know I left my zip ties long. You OCD guys will probably have a fit over that, but and then going down to the vent tube down there. So that's how we're gonna try it. We'll see how it works. And of course, the final part of the install, putting on the sticker that it comes with. So it's otisinnovation.com. That's where I got this vent kit from. I believe JU Fabworks sells it for the same price. So easy spot. It's an American company out in the East Coast. Seems like it's a good product. You can check out other YouTube videos about it, but this is my install. We'll see how it's going to work.